On today's show,
8 straight finals. We'll debate where LeBron's Game 7 win ranks on his long list of greatest accomplishments.
the czar Mike Fratello joins us to discuss the Cavs, the best game he's called, and his skills on the telestrator.
And we'll get you all set for tonight's Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals.
It's Monday, May 28th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV, watching later on YouTube, maybe listening to the podcast, doesn't matter, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
Thank you for joining us.
To his right, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, birthday boy, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily, happy birthday. And last, certainly not least, over yonder, that is the bearded one, that's Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo!
TK, what's poppin'?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters. And guys, on Friday's show, a Starters fan by the name of Emily went down to the water steps and asked her main squeeze Paul a very solid question.
Hi, Paul. I know that you were joking when you said that you'd never marry me unless I asked first, but I didn't want to take any chances. I wanted to ask you, will you marry me?
Today we have the answer, guys. I think it's gonna be a good one. Paul writes in to say, hello, starters. I'd first like to thank you. That was really great and so funny. I, of course, said yes!
Hey!
Emily's the real MVP, but it's really cool that you guys would do that. You are all invited as long as you cater. Gonna take some serious cargo pants to fit enough pocket dogs for everyone, so plan ahead. Well, lucky for you guys, Lee let me borrow a pair of his finest gentleman's cargo shorts. And guys, these things are chock full of pocket dogs. I got 8 dogs down below, another 4 up here in my coat pocket. But it brings us to today's question. What else could the starters do at a wedding? Skeets could MC, Lee could teach the bomb cyclone out on the dance floor, Tass could play you a beautiful recorder solo, whatever it is, we're gonna do it. So just send in your best suggestions to hashtag the starters. We'll check the results a little bit later and we can get this thing all planned for you, no problem.
All right,
Great
love is in
stuff.
the air and hot
Hey,
dogs
I'm not
are
even
in
gonna
the
sneak you a
pockets.
dog because I love you so much, Lee.
Thank
Love
you.
is in the air.
Thank you. They're my good cargo pants as well.
Well, they're mine now, my man.
Excellent. All right, on tonight's show, the czar, Mike Fratello, will join us live in studio because it is guest season. We'll get you all set for tonight's Game 7, baby, in Houston. Lily, the birthday boy's got a phrase all play, but let's start with a little true or false. We had a Game 7 last night before we get to tonight's Game 7. TK has the true or false questions. Let's do this.
Well, he did it. Another finals. That's right, after putting up 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists while playing all 48 minutes of Game 7, LeBron's taken the Cavs back to the finals for their 4th straight time, which is, of course, his 8th straight appearance. He's done pretty much everything in his career, so true or false, making the finals this season is LeBron's greatest accomplishment.
Whoa. Too much? Too much?
I think so. I think the 3-1 comeback against the Warriors in the finals, which had never been done, just carries a lot more to it.
Yeah.
First, it was against an iconic team. He didn't beat an iconic team in this year's postseason run. It ended a 52-year drought for his hometown in terms of a title. It just feels like so much more. That's what he's going to tell little Bronny's kids about, you know, his grandkids, as he was talking about. That story there, bringing that title to Cleveland is bigger than
That's
this.
winning a championship. This is getting to that championship. And also, if you look at that team, he had Kevin Love and he had Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was fantastic as well in those last 3 games. But this in itself was probably his most unexpected run because the Cavs weren't very good this season at all. Defensively, they were bad. They had that record that like no team's even gotten close to the finals with a defense as bad as they have. And even in this series, down 2-0, down 3-2, and the Celtics having not even lost the game at home in the playoffs, I mean, this is still a remarkable achievement. Even in this game itself, they were down 12 in that second quarter, and you sort of felt this is what we've seen from the Celtics throughout the whole playoffs. They get that run going, and once that crowd energizes them, they go on to sort of build a 20-point lead, and then they can bury their opponents. But it just didn't happen last night. LeBron was just an incredible, resilient player. Even though he knew those other guys, J.R. Smith and Jeff Green, they're sometimes inconsistent. They're tough to always get a consistent performance out of, but he was able to sort of galvanize those guys and get them over the line. And it was just remarkable how when it came close towards the end, that the Celtics seemed to, all those shots that they were hitting all playoff long, they seemed to miss. They couldn't get a stop. And then LeBron, once he got ahead with a couple of minutes to go, you just sort of felt that was it.
Yeah, I do think it's false. It's not his greatest accomplishment, but it's remarkable, especially when you consider this was his 100th game of the season in his 15th year, and he played all 48 minutes, and he needed to. I mean, the Celtics were there. They got back in this game. It was close down the stretch, but they needed LeBron to end it and get them into the finals. That's what's amazing to me, and that's why people are saying, well, where does this rank? And that's why Jeff Van Gundy's throwing it out there. Like, this guy in his 15th year is playing 48-minute games still, and some people go, well, they shouldn't take 7 games to beat the squad, or they took 7 to beat the Pacers in the first round. I get that, but at the same time, he just comes through in every Game 7 situation. That's the other part. I mean, he just continues to win Game 7s, and when the bar is, hey, go get 35 and 15, he does that.
Yeah.
And it's almost a bad game for him in this postseason because
He is the bar.
He is the bar. That's
He only
exactly
took
right.
24 shots last night as well.
Yep.
Like, not one of those nights where it was just like you felt he had to just totally dominate the offense. It was actually a pretty well managed game by him.
Yeah, and it's been obviously a crazy season when you really think about, the Derrick Rose experiment. He took off for a couple weeks. The Dwayne Wade experiment, the Isaiah Thomas experiment, the Love injury turning over the roster, Ty Lue leaving because of health problems.
Yep.
There was a lot. But that 3-1 comeback in 2016 has never been done before. I think when you compare the two, it's like what you value as a fantasy player. Some people just value the playoffs, winning the playoffs, and some people value that whole regular season run.
Right,
So
right.
maybe the regular season run is comparatively this, maybe 8 finals appearances, and that quick little finals run was, if you value the final. I'm more of a regular season guy. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. But in this instance,
I'm more a playoffs guy myself.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
the playoffs.
hey, I think when you're putting some bets on it, put some more money on the regular season.
Okay, interesting. Well, let's go to the next one here, TK.
Jason Tatum went for 24 points on 9 of 17 shooting in Game 7, becoming the first rookie in NBA history to post 20 or more points in multiple Game 7s. That's probably why ESPN's Mark Jackson said, when you come back with a healthy Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum is by far your second best player. True or false? Jason Tatum is already the Celtics' second best player.
False.
Okay.
I would say false.
But you're hesitating
I would
a little
say
bit.
In a couple of years, he could be their best player. But I think if you look at their season next year, they're going to have Hayward and Irving come back. And they're already in their primes, those guys. So for me, those two guys are going to be better players. I actually think Jason Tatum, he may even take a step back next year as far as opportunity and shots because those other guys are going to get so many more. And then they have to share that offense around. So he was unbelievable this year, Jason Tatum. Incredible. He shows so many signs of maturity well above his years.
Yeah.
But he's got so much growth. We don't even know what the ceiling is for this guy. He might not even be his best player for another 5 years or so. So I don't think he's their second best player yet. He was fantastic this year, but I think it's still your all-stars in Irving, Hayward, and even perhaps Al Horford as well.
I guess when you're looking at this question, who's the first best player? I guess it's Kyrie, and that's what people considered. Who's your second best player? Even before Jason Tatum showed, is it Horford? I mean, is it Gordon Hayward? I do agree. One season, next season, you probably would say it's Gordon Hayward. The guy is just coming off an All-Star season at 22 points per game. Jason Tatum, obviously came out to play in the postseason, but in the regular season, just sort of not pedestrian numbers.
He
but
started
not
hot
great.
and he cooled off, like most rookies do as it went on, and injuries came into play there a little bit. Yeah.
And Brad Stevens' offense, as you said, features everybody sort of equally. And it probably wouldn't with Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. But maybe that's one regret of Brad Stevens in this postseason. Maybe you'd feature Jason Tatum if you knew he was going to take it almost to a superstar level, that you would feature him a little bit more. And I think one thing that's always great for a star in this league, you're a rookie and you play D, the way he was playing defense against LeBron James at times, really going out there. He's got to put some weight on. He can't guard LeBron James for an extended period of time. That's probably what he's going to do this offseason. But a heck of a problem to have, whatever hierarchy you have.
Oh, sure. I mean, the real question might be, when does he become the Celtics' best player? I mean, you're right. You can see the All-NBA potential in this type of guy. I mean, offensively, look, even in last night's Game 7, he stepped up when a lot of those other young guys, they struggled. They couldn't hit a shot. Rozier and Brown and Marcus Smart was 1 for 10. That's sort of Marcus Smart-like game, but he did not. Tatum was the one that came through, and when he dunked on LeBron and stepped to him and then hit the step-back 3, I thought, wow, the Celtics are maybe going to do this, and it's going to be because of Jason Tatum. LeBron had an answer, and his squad did, but that was... And you could see it, I think, when LeBron embracing him after the game. He knows. It's just his demeanor, too. The sky's the limit for this kid.
He's 20.
Will
20.
LeBron follow him on Twitter after the Zero Dark 30 expires?
Interesting. We'll have to see. All right, we got to take a break. Lots more still to come on the show tonight. When we return, the czar of the telestrator, Coach Mike Fratello, will join us live on set next. Don't go anywhere.
Warming up. Welcome back to the show. Guest season continues here on The Starters. Very happy to have a man who's been around basketball a long time, one-time NBA Coach of the Year. It's the Czar, Mike Fratello. Thanks for coming on, Czar.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this year you have been around the Cavs a lot, doing TV for Fox Sports Ohio up there. Are you surprised that this team has made it to the NBA Finals? And what do you think are their chances against either team coming out of the West?
Very surprised. Remember, as LeBron said last night, this will be the 6th season coming up, the finals, within the one season. And when they started out in the beginning of the year, after the trade had taken place, we still had to wait for the return of Isaiah Thomas. They waited and waited and waited for the day when the 29-point scorer was returning. He came back, and they couldn't wait to get rid of him because things just weren't working.
Right.
He didn't understand that the ball was LeBron's. It wasn't his. He's playing for a contract.
Yep.
His is running out. There were all kinds of different things going on within the team at that time. So they do the trade, bring the next group in. They play on adrenaline for 4 games. Everybody said it's the greatest trade that's ever happened. We're going undefeated the rest of the way. And then, unfortunately, everybody got back to what they really are, what the pieces are all about. And the one constant the whole year was LeBron James. Simply magnificent. And probably the second most consistent player was the guy who stepped up in game number 7, Jeff Green.
Yeah.
For the season, he was kind of get 12, 14 points at him every night, 6 rebounds, play defense, and do his job.
Now, you coached in the league for a long time, but let's get to something a little less stressful. Broadcasting. You've done a heck of a lot of that. Now, what is the greatest game you ever got to see courtside from the broadcaster's chair?
There were so many. The fact that I could be part of the Olympics when Dream Team won first came on the scene was a great opportunity. But then the NBA Finals that we got to do, and Chicago was such a dominant force at that time. Probably the game that stands out is when Michael Jordan was being criticized for not being a good three-point shooter.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they're playing Portland, and he winds up knocking down a couple threes, and he looks over, and he kind of said, this is no big deal. I can make these. It's not that hard. And the biggest thing about that is, as you watch Michael turn and look, Marv Albert honestly thinks to this day that Michael was looking at him. He was not. I was next to Marv with Jack Nicholson next to me.
Right.
All right, so that's who he was looking at. Okay, with Jack and myself. Marv still doesn't believe it to this day.
Well, everyone knows your handiwork as the Czar of the Telestrate. I think Marv gave you that name.
He did.
Way back when. Let's take a look at some of your handiwork here with the Nets broadcasts. You pull up the calendar and you say, you throw up something that's associated with the city. That's a cheesesteak, right?
That's a cheesesteak? Wow.
It might. No. I have to understand that's very easy. Chicago, obviously.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
the Bowl.
The Bowl,
Yeah, we got a
New York. What is
Empire
that?
State?
Empire State Building,
Obviously.
yeah.
How hard can these things be for people to pick up? I understand them immediately.
You got to draw it out for people. So that's why we thought we'd play a game called the Fratellistrator.
I like it.
All right, so we're going to give you some NBA things or events from this year's playoffs, and we'll be guessing as we don't know what you'll be drawing. Unfortunately, the Telestrator isn't working here in
It
the
has
studio.
its own attitude.
Yeah.
At times.
Right,
That's part of the problem with the drawings at times.
right, exactly.
They would be much better.
So we decided we'll go old school for a little easel. Sharita's going to bring in these cards here. They're numbered. Come on in, Sharita.
Yeah, here we go.
Czar's going to get up
Yeah,
there.
old school.
All right.
They're numbered, so we know we start with the right one. We won't screw that one up for you, okay?
I'm keeping it quiet. I'm keeping it quiet.
Don't show us.
Don't show us. All right.
All right. Now, the clock will begin as soon as you start drawing this first one. We got 30 seconds to get it, and they're going to be easy, I'm sure, because
Okay, well, let's see.
You tell me when.
Hey, go ahead.
hit it.
All right, here we
Let's
go.
Here we go.
All right. What have we got? A ball, maybe?
So from this year's postseason,
Coyote? No.
Carl Anthony Towns.
for cat.
You just
Just write it out. No.
Ah, Scary Terry.
I don't think you can do that, but interesting. All right, get out of here. Next one.
Next
All right,
one.
let me see.
Next one here.
All right, here we go.
we
Ready?
go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Right into it. We got a building. No. A cake? Maybe. No. A mushroom? No.
Chef.
Oh,
Chef Harden, Chef Curry.
sun's coming out.
That's got to be the Larry O'Brien.
Trophy. Masterpiece. Hold on a second.
All right.
Masterpiece. Hold on.
All right.
Here we go. Ready? Our next one.
Okay, we're
greatest
1
job
for
we
2
know.
here.
I hate easy ones. I really do.
Okay, here we go.
Hold on, wait.
What is that?
He's got a huge suit on.
It's a big
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
it's a body.
Wait,
going
ready?
on here?
Here you go. Finishing touches.
Okay. Oh, it's the King, LeBron James. Why is he missing an arm? I'm not sure.
I mean, if I was on time, I would have put the 23 right away.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Final
Here we
one
go.
here.
Oh,
Final
last
one.
one.
Sorry.
Last
Good
one.
one.
Ready? All right, here we go.
The Czar of the Telestrator and the Czar of, I guess, Pictionary. Wow, what is it? A dinosaur. It's a dinosaur!
The Raptors.
Whoa!
Hold on. The
Wait.
Raptors are extinct.
I mean, Jurassic Park? What?
Nice one. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that looks like a
Sunny day at the
Velociraptor.
What took you so long to get that one? Can I do one more?
Yeah, do one
One
more.
more, right
Why
here.
not?
This
Why not?
we're separating one more.
All right,
Ready?
all right.
Here we go. This is going to be a hard one now.
All
Ready?
right.
Hold on. Hold
Okay,
on.
Scary
Hold on,
Terry.
ready?
Looks
Ready?
like a good.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
Wow.
Czar of the
Amazing.
Telestrator.
Amazing. Got to thank you so
Kind of
much.
tiring, guys. To be honest with you.
Working under extreme conditions without the telestrator. We apologize for that. We'll have to have you back on to work with the telestrator.
I would love that. Appreciate the
All
opportunity.
right, appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank
All right,
you.
we got to take a quick break, but after it, Game 7, baby. We'll set up Rockets, Warriors tonight.
Live television, you gotta love it.
The Starters is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, official partner of the NBA.
Game 7's going back to back. Warriors, Rockets, Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on TNT. I can't believe it. We had one last night. We got another one tonight. Fantastic. Little look ahead to this game. Trey, got a few questions for us.
That's right. Chris Paul has a hamstring strain, didn't play in Game 6. We're still not sure if he's going to play tonight in Game 7. But guys, if there's no CP3, can the Rockets win without him?
I think they can.
Okay.
I think they would employ that same technique they used in Game 6, which was we're not sure we can get a lot of offense without Chris Paul in our isolation ways, so we're just going to fly up the floor and pop it off basically as soon as that 24-second shot clock starts. And that's where they got a lot of their threes in early transition. Now, have the Warriors learned their lesson from this game, where they started the first quarter and second quarter hot? Because you got to get a lead on this Warriors team because the third quarter is probably going to go the Warriors' way.
Right.
So, yeah, but I wonder if the Warriors have learned their lesson.
Yeah, I mean, they can, but they just have to do it and they have to commit to 48 minutes because the Warriors have been getting out to slow starts. They crank it up in the second half and they also know what's at stake here, a chance to go back to back. Rockets have been good. They've defended well. That's the key for me, that they have defended really well this entire series. They have to do that again tonight. They're at home. This is the opportunity that they wanted. And if you're James Harden, you've got to look at LeBron James last night and say, the leader of that team steered his team to victory. Now, the Celtics aren't the Warriors, of course, but at least he's shown that if you go out there and you play and you commit, you can really carry your team forward, and I think that's what James Harden has to do tonight.
Yeah, and we still have no idea if Chris Paul is going to play, but my gut says he's going to try and give it a go. Give him that little Willis Reed type moment. Maybe you get the pop from the crowd. There's a little bit of a run there, but we will see. It's going to be tough, regardless of whether or not he even plays and what percentage he'd even be at. It'd still be tough to beat the Warriors, obviously. All right, next one, Trey.
They played together in Oklahoma City, but tonight they face off to see who's going into the NBA Finals. Guys, who's under more pressure, Kevin Durant or James Harden?
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think you immediately go, well, James Harden. I mean, he hasn't won a title. He's got to get there. I mean, he's had some struggles, of course, in his playoffs past. But I actually think it might be Durant. If the Warriors were to lose this game, and let's say Chris Paul doesn't play, Harden has some sort of an excuse. The excuse is, well, one of our best players wasn't there. KD and the Warriors lose this one, and KD has a bad game like he has over the last 3 games where he has shot the ball very poorly. He shot the ball worse than James Harden over the last 3 games, believe it or not. Then I see people saying, well, who do we blame for this? You're the scapegoat. They turned into iso ball. Look what you did. So in a weird way, I think it might be Durant, as crazy as that sounds.
I don't think so because he's won the championship already.
I get that.
And James Harden, he's at home. He's going to be the MVP this season. He has to perform, though, in the second half as well as he's performed in the first half throughout this series. He's gotten off to great starts, scored 20 points more than once, but he needs to be able to maintain that in the second half if the Rockets are going to fend off the Warriors' surge.
Where do you
And
go?
especially with an injured Chris Paul, I think there's more pressure. Even if Chris Paul plays, what percentage is he going to be at? So there's a lot of pressure on James Harden.
Let's hear from you guys. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Who's under more pressure to get that W, Durant or Harden tonight? When we come back, the birthday boy, Lee Ellis, hits with a very solid play. Congrats again to Emily and Paul. They're going to get married. And, well, we might go to the wedding, but what else could we do at the wedding besides bring a bunch of pocket dogs? Trey.
Yeah, there's some actually great suggestions. With the starters there, it's almost guaranteed at the bouquet toss we're getting a wedgie. Be nice to get a real wedgie as well. Murray says, I'm sure you could determine a worst of the week guest, spot a few wedgies, and step on the beach for a very solid ceremony. And Dale says, rock the dance floor, get that jacket zipping and unzipping. We'll all show up in matching outfits. Should be a good time.
Good idea. Great suggestion.
See you guys there.
All right, Lily, very solid play, man.
Well, before we get to that, it is my birthday,
Yeah.
as you said off top show. Now, I don't have any birthday cake for you guys, but I got something even better. I know you like surprises, so Nicole here has brought out some traditional
I'm not
Australian...
I'm not eating this.
I don't have birthday cake, but I've got Vegemite sandwiches. I even cut the crust off, like everyone's mother does when they're little kids at home. So there you go, boys. Dig in. Dig in,
Cheers,
Trey.
cheers.
Cheers, man.
Got one for
Happy
you, too.
birthday. Thanks
I'll
for bringing
swap
it.
you.
Nice.
Thanks,
All right,
thanks.
cheers. Happy birthday.
Look,
Oh, it's still horrible.
I put extra Vegemite. It's fresh Vegemite. I brought
very
it up
good. You
this
can tell.
morning.
You can
Just
tell
Come
it's-
on, man. Dig
I
in.
ate mine.
Fresh
No, you
garbage.
didn't. It's right there.
Oh.
Dig in.
Now you see why we get upset when you don't eat the pocket dogs that the man gives you.
How many
over there.
pocket dogs have I eaten this season, man?
right, very solid.
Anyway, getting to the very solid play, it's a beauty. It comes, of course, from the Cavs
That
and,
tastes awesome.
and LeBron James. Here it is. The ball fizzes around, ends with JR with a beautiful three-pointer. Again, watch this pass.
It's horrible. Not the
That
play, the
is
Vegemite
beautiful.
sandwich.
That's such a solid play. Yeah, even LeBron knows that's a very solid play.
Anybody want to wash the taste of that out of their
Yeah,
mouth with
can I
a
get a pocket dog, man?
Honestly, it's way better.
Chuck
Now
it
it's
over.
time for the fan of the night. Now this fan has a little face paint on their face. Nothing more, nothing less than this fan with face paint on their face.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Cat lady.
Who knows?
All right, Game 7 tonight. Excuse me, I have a pocket dog in my mouth right now.
Washing out the Vegemite sandwich.
Yeah, the Warriors Rockets, Eric Gordon's gonna have a big game. Obviously, still waiting to find out if Chris Paul's playing or not. But we will on tomorrow, Tuesday, Starters Twitter show, talk about that Game 7. Start looking ahead, of course, to the NBA Finals and a whole lot more. Lee, I know you're heading out on the road. Are you
Yes,
gonna be
I
around
am.
for the Twitter show?
We'll be around for the Twitter show, but that's it. Listen, I got some Tim Tams.
Yeah.
Tim Tams.
I knew you would
Real
like the
Australian
Vegemite
treat.
These are delicious.
This we love, Australia. All right, thanks for
Pass
joining
them
us
over,
tonight.
mate.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for the Czar.
Whoa.
And enjoy the Game 7 tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. This is actually my given name. First idea for my given name, Tim Taz.
Praise the night, people.